And once we understand the basic elemental balance, the next thing to do is look at elemental relationships, see which, in particular, which cards clash. And there's one very particular sequence of cards here that looks particularly important, and these are the ones. Basically, we have the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Discs, and the Two of Swords. The swords, or air cards, are enemies of the earth element. So this earth element in the centre, Nine of Coins, which usually represents financial gain in some way, is greatly weakened by these two cards here. And so we're getting a better understanding of what the problems are, because the arguments in the relationships are bound to be about money. Money more than anything else. And this is kind of reinforced by the next three cards, which we have here. Two of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Now, the Two of Cups is the strongest element because it is friends with air and earth. The Swords and the earth. Sorry, I'm talking rubbish here. We have two Swords cards and one water card. They're both swords, air and water are friendly, so it's a combination that works well together. So again, we have this idea of, do we stay together or do we part? And it shows that there's this kind of ongoing conflict about should I stay or should I go? And you'd have to talk to your client more about exactly what's happening here. It's possible there's some conflict about work as well, because we have the Ten of Cups, the Three of Coins, and the Three of Swords. The coins and the swords don't work together well, but the cups is strongest with earth and air. So it is possible there's also some kind of friction at work. There's kind of family business or something like this where there's complications, making things very difficult. The next sequence of cards is these three here, where we have the Princess of Cups, the Six of Discs, the Four of Cups, and the Princess of Cups. They're all water cards, so she's also connected to the Ten of Cups next door to her here. So we would see this as a young woman who wants to have fun, basically. Maybe she's spending a bit too much money. She could be the focus of all the problems that are going on here. She may be kind of unaware of what's going on as well, you see. The cards from the Princess of Swords, from the Princess of Cups rather, go on to the Five of Swords defeat and the Four of Swords. So she seems to be quite a weak individual in this case, wanting to be friends. All the cards around her are pretty good, apart from the Five of Swords. So it may well be that she's the unwitting cause of the problems, or she isn't aware of the difficulties that are going on around her, because clearly the problems are around the Prince of Cups here and the Queen of Swords. It may be that the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, knows the Prince of Swords has an interest in the Princess of Cups, and she's not happy. It may be that there's money gone missing or something like that, and she's having to reevaluate her relationship as well. So when we first looked at this pile, we saw the Strength card, and the Strength card is a really positive card. It means everything comes together, and generally things go well. But I did caution before I looked at the cards, and I said that the Strength card, it's a fire card, it's on the water position, and fire and water don't mix. So it may well be that there's some other underlying things going on here. So things seem to be good, but maybe they're not as good as we think. I also said there's the element of the water being confused in here. We have the Seven of Cups debauch in the position of the problems pile. So there's some element of confused feelings about what's happening, what's going on. And it may well be this is creating the Ten of Coins. I keep on saying that, don't I? I said the last time, it's the Devil. And the Devil is next to the Moon card. The Moon always shows up when there's confusion about relationships, deception in some form, and this is very much a business-related card. So these cards, when you put it all together, they're creating this kind of picture of emotional confusion about money and work between the Prince of Cups and the Queen of Cups and there's possibility this third party, the Princess of Cups. Maybe he's just interested in the Prince of Cups, and she hasn't. But she doesn't know. But this other woman may well be feeling the jealousy that's going on. So this is the first stage, if you like, of how to look at these cards in the sequence. As you can see, we're building up a picture. Everything seemed hunky-dory, everything seemed fine, but actually there's tensions underneath, particularly in relationships, possibly about money as well. There's questions about whether people stay together or they separate. There's only one fire card, the strength card. So we know that things aren't going to change a lot. It may be that this has been going on for some time. And in the next lesson, I'm going to look at more of just what these cards may well mean and using some other techniques to help you draw more information about it. See you soon.